A very good evening and warm welcome to all our viewers. My name is Dipali Safaya and I welcome you all to We Talk Do You Show, a show by Puberty to Menopause, a public health awareness initiative by Human Biologicals Institute, where we try to provide expert medical advice and create awareness on women's health. Well, Puberty to Menopause is yet another platform created by Human Biological Institute. It is my pleasure to take this opportunity and share about Human Biologicals Institute. Human Biological Institute, a division of Indian Immunological Limited, shaping global healthcare by spearheading the One Health initiative. Indian Immunological Limited was established by the National Dairy Development Board (NDDB) in 1982 as its unit and later registered as a company in 1999 with the name Indian Immunologicals Limited. Human Biological Institute was established in the year 1998 when the Government of India requested Indian Immunological Limited to produce a modern tissue culture anti-rabies vaccine to phase out the unsafe nerve tissue vaccine. The first manufacturing facility of Human Biological Institute was established at Ooty. The facility is one of its kind in India to have rolled out first virocell culture anti-rabies vaccine in 2000. Subsequently, Human Biological Institute launched other vaccines, and currently we are the major player in human vaccines. We are the leaders in anti-rabies vaccine segment and present in around 60 countries. We are three state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities at Ooty, Gachibowli, and Karkapatla, also known as Genome Valley. Human Biological Institute has forayed into the market of clinically proven wellness products and infertility ranges of hormones. While coming to our vision, mission, and value, our vision is shaping global healthcare by spearheading the One Health initiative. Our mission is to innovate, produce, and market quality healthcare products and services to improve and extend lives. Our values, we believe in providing affordable products with high quality through continuous technical innovations and improvements to meet our customers' need. As we know, we are the kind of company who will definitely look after taking care of environment as well. We proudly bring before you the Green Initiative. As we have launched our flagship brand anti-rabies vaccine Abhayarab, and with this we have taken significant step to reduce the plastic burden by 160 ton per annum. As a company, we don't just manufacture and market products, but Human Biological Institute has done a lot in corporate social responsibility and has taken up various projects. One such project is adoption of government school. Indian Immunological Limited has adopted two government schools in the vicinity of its Karkapatla facility in Hyderabad. Another program is Get Milk program in coordination with National Dairy Development Board. We are giving additional nutritional supplement to over 1600 school-going children of Telangana and Tamil Nadu. We have also facilitated the setup of oxygen generation plant at Telangana Institute of Medical Sciences, Gachibowli. The unique advantage of this oxygen plant is that it is capable of supplying oxygen to 70 patients at a time. You can visit us on our website www.indimmune.com. You can follow us on our social media channels LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also call us on our toll-free number 1800-313-999977. You can also go through our unique initiative on fight against rabies at www.fearlessagainstrabies.com and everything you want to know about women health on www.pubertytomenopause.com. So once again, I welcome all our viewers who have joined us live today. On World IVF Day, we celebrate the theme of hopes and miracles. This special day highlights the incredible advancement in assisted reproductive technology, especially in vitro fertilization, that has brought hope and fulfilled the dreams of countless individuals and families facing fertility challenges. It is a reminder of the miracle that science and human perseverance can achieve, offering renewed hope to those on their journey towards parenthood. Let us unite in spreading awareness and support, cherishing the stories of success and embracing the profound impact of IVF in creating miracles and building families. Well, in today's session, we are going to talk about a very important and crucial topic, which is age related fertility and lifestyle factors. Well, as we know, age related infertility and lifestyle factors have significant effect on person's reproductive health and ability to conceive. Well, to know more about this, we have a very special guest with us today. Please welcome Dr. Deepika Bele. Dr. Deepika is a distinguished gynecologist and obstetrician with an impressive academic background. She holds an MBBS degree, MD from AIMS Delhi, DNB, and a diploma in urogynecology from Germany. Dr. Bele's expertise is highly regarded in the medical community, and she currently serves as the director of Blossom Women Wellness Clinic. Additionally, she is valued consultant at Ashirwad Hospitals and IVF Center in Raipur. With her passion for women's health and commitment to delivering top-notch care, Dr. Deepika remains a trusted and respected professional in her field. A very warm welcome, Doctor.
Welcome and such a nice introduction.
Well, Doctor, thank you once again for joining us today. Well, Doctor, hello,
Yes.
yes, okay.
Hmm.
So, before, we're going to start with our discussion for today. So, the first question I want to ask you, doctor, is that what is age-related fertility and how does it differ from the other types of fertility?
Yes, age related. First, I would like to uh, tell everyone that aging is something that occurs in a human body, and it is supposed to happen, which is a natural process. And especially in women, ovaries are the first. Ovary is the reproductive organ, and ovaries are the first organs among the whole human body that starts aging and earliest aging, right? So the aging or decline in fertility starts after the age of 30s, like early 30s, we can say after the age of 30 or 32, and then it goes on accelerating as in the aging accelerates, and simultaneously the fertility of the woman keeps on declining, and by the age of 40 it keeps on decreasing, and after the age of 40 to 45 we can say that like 40 to 50% of women may attain menopause by the age of 45 to 48, and menopause is something where the ovaries have stopped functioning, and then it declines further. Like after the age of menopause, there is hardly any possibility that one can conceive or have the possibility of conception. So that's why this is important in terms of age-related fertility. But in terms of men, it is something that it doesn't change much with the aging. There is no particular changes in the testicular hormones. That's why aging does not affect men in that way, in much of the way. But as aging as the body keeps on aging, there are high chances of a person to get other disorders, medical disorders like diabetes mellitus, hypertension, and all those individuals, those men, have the possibility of decreasing the quality and quantity of sperm in the semen sample. So that those only the problem is with the men in terms of male infertility. So the main focus is towards the female fertility, which keeps on declining after the age of 30 to 35.
So, doctor, with similar to that, I want to ask you, as you mentioned, from 35 to 40. So, again, I want to ask you this question is, at what age does fertility typically start to decline in women? As you mentioned, it is by 35 to 40. But I would request you to again, can you please brief about that? And also, how does this decline progress with the age? Doctor, you're not audible. Hello? not audible.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is strange, but everyone has to know about this that once a female, the ovaries are formed inside the fetus itself. Once the female fetus, like a baby while growing, a female baby or a girl baby while growing itself develops the ovaries and the oocytes, and from the fifth month of their pregnancy, and then there are particular number of oocytes that are going to become the egg are going keep on declining as there is a changes, there is cell formation and everything. So these are metabolic changes, and it keeps on declining till the age of till the baby is born, and till the menarche. Menarche is something that once a girl starts to have the periods, it is usually by the 11 years to 15 years of age. And after the menarche, there are, we can say, according to the studies, there are only 3 to 4 lakhs of oocytes remaining inside the female of an individual girl in the ovaries that are going to ovulate. So there are only a fixed number of eggs, or you can say fixed number of oocytes you are born with. And then as the age progresses, it keeps on still declining because of there are certain cellular changes on the cellular level. And that's why by the age of 35 you are remaining you are remain with less number of oocytes. By the age of 37 or 38, according to the study, they say 25,000 only. And by the age of you are going to have your menopause, there are only 1,000 oocytes. The numbers are in terms of oocytes. But if we say the important cells that are going to ovulate, the egg is formed after the oocytes undergo particular some more changes at the cellular level. So actually, though we have at least 400 to 500 only number of oocytes in the whole lifetime of a female that are recruited as a ovulation and release of egg out of the ovaries. So that's why the decline is particularly more after the age of 35, and it further declines after the age of 40.
Thank you, doctor. Doctor, as you mentioned about this decline process, so are there any kind of sign or symptoms that may indicate, okay, now this is the age-related infertility? And then, how should individual consider seeking fertility assessments?
Yes. As the age mentioned, I have mentioned about 35 years of age. Uh, Actually, there are certain other number of patients also which are less in number, but 1 to 2% of females also have a um early aging. We call it as premature ovarian insufficiency, which they have symptoms and decreased ovarian reserve even before the age of 35 also. Before the age of 40, these people or these females experience certain symptoms like irregular cycles, irregular periods. Then once they have the periods, it would be very less amount of bleeding, either 1 or 2 days, with very minimal amount of uh, minimal amount of blood loss in the first or second day of menses as compared to what they used to have previously. Then secondly would be, you can see other signs, because ovarian hormones they have its effect all over the body, starting from the skin, your heart, muscles, as well as the sexual symptoms. So there are certain signs of aging in the skin. You can see changes, loss of collagen. You can see changes of wrinkles or dry skin. Then possibility of loss of sexual desire, or having problem during the sexual contact, because there is the loss of hormone or decreased hormone in the vaginal area, which causes vaginal dryness. And that would be one another symptom. And thirdly would be one can also have possibility of attaining increased bp records, high bp records, and everything, again due to the aging and decrease of ovarian hormone in the body. So we suggest people, as nowadays it has been there are certain changes in the lifestyle of uh, everyone around us, around the whole world. So the age of marriage has changed. Like we previously, it used to be like 20 to 25. Previously, as in 10 years back, or 10 15 years back, 20 to 25 years was the age for the female to get married. Now it is increased from 30, more than 30. In fact, some people get married after the age of 35 or so. So we suggest a couple with a female, especially who is beyond the age of 35 or at the age of 35, should consult a fertility specialist when they start trying for conception after and they are not able to conceive for the next 6 months after trying. So after the age of 35, you are already 35 and you have trying for conception for last 6 months and you are not able to have the positive result. You are supposed to consult your fertility specialist, your obstetrician or and gynecologist.
Thank you, doctor, for answering this very briefly and very simply. Doctor, the next question I want to ask you is, so what can be the main fertility test or that is used to access the age-related infertility, both in man and as well as in women?
I'll first tell you about the male women only. Like there are two things that we test. That first would be the ultrasonography, the ultrasound of the uterus and the ovaries, and we see for the count of the follicle. It is suggested as antral follicle count. That is the ovaries having a number of follicles inside the ovary. It is usually done by the second or third day of the periods, and the count if less than 3 or 4 per ovary, that suggests that the ovarian reserve, that the capacity of the ovaries to ovulate is less, as well as the ovarian volume, what is the size of your ovaries, because as the aging has started, the size also keeps on declining. So if the ovaries are already less than 3 cc, 3 ml you can say, when we measure it on the sonography, then we say again that the ovarian reserve is less, or you have less capacity of the ovaries have less capacity to ovulate. This is about the sonography. Another blood test which is widely used is the anti-Mullerian hormone or AMH test of your blood, and that hormone particularly tells you about the possibility of the ovaries to ovulate properly, the number, the quantity of the eggs you can say in the ovaries, and the quality also. It also suggests about the quality, because if it is declining or it is on the lesser side, that means the number are also less, and even if uh, out of those less number, whatever are the possibility of ovulation, those eggs would also be of low quality. That means that the baby going to be formed out of that low quality or not bad quality eggs would have problem, like miscarriage or abnormal formation in the baby. So these are the amongst the women. And in men, the usually the only test is the semen analysis, where we can see the quantity and quality of the sperm, and usually it is the normal cutoff value is 15 million per ml, and the quality, or the we say motility in medical terms, it is the cutoff being 40%. Just a sec. Sorry to interrupt. You are not audible. Just a second. I need to check. Huh.
Am I audible now,
Yes.
doctor?
Yes, you are. Sorry.
Doctor, no issues. I was saying that in the beginning of the questions, you have mentioned the word lifestyle.
Hmm.
So, the question I want to ask you is, are there any lifestyle changes that can help delay the age-related fertility or improve the fertility outcomes?
Uh, Firstly, as I would say, the lifestyle changes are in terms of the delaying uh, delaying about conception, and delaying the age of marriage, and uh, everyone wants to focus on the career, and then we want to plan the baby. In terms of that, I would say, but aging is something. Even though there are so many technological work being going on, scientific studies are being going on, but there is no any such specific medicine you can take that is going to stop or reverse your aging, right? And as I have mentioned earlier, that one child is born with a limited or a specific number of oocytes only. You cannot increase or decrease them, which you are already born with, and it is going to decrease. Since there are certain dietary changes that studies have suggested would be that you have to restrict your calorie intake. Calorie intake is in terms of whatever the individual weight, according to your weight and BMI, you are supposed to have a particular number of calories. So you have to restrict the number of calories. In this way, it somehow affects the it affects the decrease in destruction of the oocytes. As I was saying, the number of oocytes keeps on declining. So when we have certain dietary changes that we restrict carbohydrate intake, white carbs like white rice, polished rice, uh, all those things, when we start decreasing that, we restrict the calorie intake, it somehow delays the destruction of the oocytes and delays, we can say delay the aging, not exactly reverse the aging, but it is one of the factor. It is not going to, have that much of effect, but some we can say that it is going to play at least 10 to 20% of the part. So it is still useful than doing, nothing. As dietary changes is also helpful in other cardiovascular problems like hypertension, diabetes, other problems. So somehow it affects the on the cellular level also, it affects and delays the destruction of the oocytes inside the body. So that is one thing. And another thing I suggest that we have to decrease the oxidative. Why the destruction is going to happen in the body is because there are certain oxidative stress. So there are certain dietary factors that contains antioxidants, like high fiber diet, having a green salad, then sprouts, having sprouts like green moong and other things. Those sprouted cereals and sprouted pulses have much of the antioxidant properties as well as fiber intake. So this helps you to restrict your calorie intake as well as somehow it affects your uh, lessen the oxidative stress so that we can delay the possibility of aging.
Thank you, doctor, for answering this very simply. Doctor, the last question I want to ask you is, as you have already mentioned that in today's time people don't want to get married early, and think they are also thinking about the career. So in that case, so what can be the risk associated with pregnancies at an older age for both mother as well as for baby?
Yes, there are certain risk factors, as we say. I have mentioned that as the age has the fertility is declining with the age, the quality is also being affected, or not only the number of oocytes, but the quality of your egg is also affected. So the baby being born out of it have higher chances either of miscarriages, even you have conceived spontaneously, or you have uh, got your positive pregnancy result, but there are possibilities of pregnancy loss by second month or third month because the baby, whatever the fetus is being born, has does not have a proper potential or to grow, or have some chromosomal problems. Then, in terms of chromosomal problem, as though we have certain antenatal checkups that nowadays there are many tests, sonographies that are able to detect any possibility of chromosomal abnormality in the baby, in the developing baby, like Down syndrome. But again, its possibility increases after the age of 35 years. Thirdly, as the age increases, like a person if conceives by the age of 38, 40 sometimes, there are also increased chances of high blood pressures, abnormal blood sugars after the age of after the fourth month or fifth month of pregnancy. Then that somehow affects the course of pregnancy. Then it won't be a normal course of pregnancy, becomes a high risk pregnancy, and in that way there are possibility of decreased birth weight of the baby, or possibility of preterm deliveries. Very premature babies are born. So all those are the problems with the pregnancy at a increase, or elderly pregnancies.
Thank you, doctor, for giving a lot of information on today's session. a very brief in a very simpler manner for making us understand about the whole summary of the topic age related infertility and lifestyle factors. Doctor, it's time that we take some audience questions.
Yeah, just before that, I want to add
Yes,
something
yes,
was like
doctor.
as I had mentioned that uh, people are focusing more like to delay the age of getting married and then thinking about the pregnancy. But that is not something which is wrong. Also, it is perfectly fine whenever you want to plan. But we have to think about the biological clock is also ticking. So we have to think in both ways. So now with the advancement of technologies, we also have facilities of cryopreservation or oocyte preservation. So in case if you are already you think that you are experiencing certain symptoms, or you are nearing that age, or you are already 34, 35, and you are still not sure about whether to plan pregnancy in coming months or years. So there are possibilities now that you can go for cryopreservation of the or oocyte banking, that now you can and that has been possible with the advancement in the IVF section, that through IVF we are able to go for this oocyte preservation, that we are uh, uh, take afterwards, after once you are ready for that, then we can take those cryopreserved or preserved eggs, and then the embryo gets formed, and through IVF you can go for pregnancy. But again, that also has certain age cutoff. You cannot think of doing that after by the age of 40 or 45. Now I am ready for pregnancy, because just as I've earlier mentioned, that after the age of 40, there are certain other risk factors also start increasing once you conceive. So we have to plan it accordingly, but there are certain possibilities to do that.
Thank you so much, doctor, for giving this wonderful advice, especially for women who are considering delaying their pregnancy, maybe for personal or professional reasons. So, thank you once again, doctor. Doctor, now we will be taking few audience questions as well. So, there's one question from Mr. Akshay. He's asking, how do biological factors affect fertility?
uh, Biologically, there are certain things like uh, this cell destruction. There are certain it is controlled with genes. There are certain genes or chromosomes in our body which are controlling the cell destruction or the oocyte, decreasing the oocyte number. And one of those according to the studies, is fragile X gene or FMR gene. But everyone is not going to test for it. As I've mentioned, that AMH is something we particular test for. But in case if your body has that allele, you are heterozygous with FMR gene, then there is possibility of oxidative stress and early cell destruction and early ovarian aging. Like even by the age of 30 also, because there are certain women who experience the low AMH levels or decreased ovarian reserve even before the age of 30. In those people, there are possibility that these changes are happening earlier. The ovarian aging is happening earlier. So those are the things. Also, there have been good, correlation has been seen that attaining menopause or attaining menarche, the like a female whose mother or sister also had a delayed menopause, they would all those are the one who would also experience the same thing. Again, these are gene related things, so they would also experience a late age of menopause, or they have a possibility of increased reproductive age group, like possibility of fertility is more in those cases, like a female whose mother has also conceived by the age of 35 or 36. So that girl or that female would also have the possibility that she would also attain or retain her reproductive uh, capacity by that age.
Thank you, doctor, for answering this. There's another question asking, is there a specific age when women should consider consulting a fertility specialist if they are having difficulties conceiving?
Yes, I have mentioned it earlier that 35 years of age is the kind of a cutoff, that after that age one should always consult a fertility specialist, that if you are not able and the duration is being 6 months, that one should try. Of course, there are not zero chances for you to conceive. So you can wait for conception, but if you are trying for pregnancy and you are not able to, then 6 months is the time that after that one should definitely conceive.
Thank you, doctor. This last question that we have received. Uh, is there any risk if I delay my pregnancy to later age?
Yeah, that later should be again a cutoff, right? That later could be 40, 42, anything. With the advancement of IVF technologies, we also have the possibilities of oocyte donation. Like, we are able to use once for those women whose ovaries has been so much damaged, you can say, or the capacity has so much decreased that the ovaries are not able to ovulate even with the medications. Then there is possibility of using the donor oocytes and going for IVF pregnancy. In those patients also there is a age cutoff which we take it in. Why? In terms of your uterus, because the ovary has stopped working, so the it is affecting your whole body, so uterus is also going to affect. So the age cutoff for that is 48 to 50. After that we are not advising for pregnancy after that age, even with IVF or with donor oocyte. So that is the cutoff age.
Thank you. Thank you so much, doctor, for answering all the audience questions as well. Well, thank you so much, doctor. It was a very wonderful session. We wholeheartedly thank you, doctor, on behalf of my team, as well as the Human Biological Institute, for sparing your most valuable time with us. And I know a lot of people who are watching this session are benefited from this wonderful session. I thank our viewers as well for being with us in each and every session. Thank you. Thank you so much, doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wishing you a very good evening, doctor. Thank you.
Thank you. Same to you.